most definitely.
Yeah.
No, I think that with politics, with the conversation involving politics, it seems prior to 2016, both the Dems and the Republicans were able to have just a regular conversation with one another. It seems like they were good neighbors, friends, and so on. But then after 2016, you started to read about or hear about, yeah, I'm no longer friends with so and so because they voted for this person. I'm no longer friends with that person because they voted for this person. And I'm just thinking, how do we rebuild that gap again? How do we say, you know what, you're a Republican, and that's okay. I'm still going to be friends with you. I still want to be friends with you. I still want to invite you to the Thanksgiving dinner.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't think it's so much you're a Republican, I can't be friends with you anymore. I think with that election in particular, it was, wow, now I know what you represent or what you're okay with having represent you. That was really hard for a lot of us.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I know I had relationships that suffered after that election. It wasn't because of a vote. It was because now I know more about you than I did before. And there's things that I can't unsee. And I mean, I do have people who I love who voted for Trump in 2016. And that was hard because it was almost like this. It was like pulling back the curtain on looking into people, like a depth. And I do believe that 2016 was a time where you had to choose what you stood for. You know, the people who didn't choose are the reason we got Donald Trump. And there was a lot of pressure on everybody to stand up and be counted. That's the crisis, I think. Like, yes. And I talk to state legislators who have been in office for a long time, people in county government who have been in office for a long time. And prior to 2016, they do say, like, you know, we negotiated stuff. We had conversations. We could find a middle ground.
Yeah, compromise.
We could compromise. Yeah, that's the word. Thanks. And I feel like the just blatant disregard and the blatant disregard for whole populations of people in our country to preserve what you have and the power that your people have. And this misconception of a zero-sum game where if, you know, people who don't look like you or love like you do get more rights, that you have fewer. I think that's the part that has been harder for those of us who have lost relationships since 2016, been able to reconcile. And I do feel we're still grappling with that. But I also feel like, you know, those of us who are on this board and a lot of our elected representatives also have worked really hard to make this place a place where we can come and have those conversations. And hopefully, you know, and we will move forward. We have to, because we are not going to allow the Marjorie Taylor Greenes and the Matt Gaetzes of this country to define us. That's, you know, that's what it comes down to. We are in a, you know, we are fighting for who we are as a nation. What, you know, like a lot of us said, you know, electing Donald Trump in 2016, that was really bad. But if we would have reelected him in 2020, that would have defined us. We have a chance to make sure that we define ourselves in a way that we want the world to see us. And we're in the middle of that right now. It's going to take everybody to not look away, show up and vote in every election.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well said.
Thanks.
Well said.